Hi, this is Becky Lyons. Welcome to Jesus Speaks in the Book of Mormon and in Dreams. So today we just read 2 Nephi 27. So if you go back to the last video, we read that. But this video, the second video, is all about, we're going to go over 2 Nephi 27. And so right here in verse number 9, that's talking about a sealed book that shall be delivered unto a man. So it's talking about, Nephi's talking about Joseph Smith receiving the Book of Mormon. So Moroni appears to Joseph Smith. He tells Joseph Smith, he shows Joseph Smith in a vision many times where the Book of Mormon is at. It's in the Hill Cumorah. That's right by Joseph Smith's house. But Joseph Smith is instructed not to get the Book of Mormon until like 4 years later, when God knows that Joseph is ready to receive the Book of Mormon, and then he starts translating the Book of Mormon. And then Joseph has scribes. He translates the book through interpreters. He translates the Book of Mormon through interpreters with their golden plates, and through God's power, through the Holy Ghost, Joseph is able to interpret the Book of Mormon word for word, and he writes it down. Or then Joseph has a scribe. First it was his wife, and then Oliver Cowdery was the next scribe. He had other people that were scribes for him. So anyway, it's talking about here about Joseph Smith giving characters from the Book of Mormon to verify that the Book of Mormon was indeed a real document with real characters from real ancient plates. So I'm just going to read to you instead of going through and listing all the verses and trying to explain it. So that's what they're talking about right here, about the learned man that cannot read the sealed book, and that Martin Harris is taking. So Martin Harris taking the Book of Mormon characters to Charles Anton and to Samuel Mitchell, to Dr. Samuel Mitchell. So let's just go to Joseph Smith history. Shoot, I just had it marked and looks like okay, I found it. The wind just knocked the pages over, but I found where it was at. So let's just read here. We're in Joseph Smith History 1, verse 63 through 65. This is, so what we just read about in 2 Nephi 27 is talking about exactly this. So we'll just read 63, 64, and 65, and then we'll know exactly what we just read in 2 Nephi 27. Sometime in this month in February, the aforementioned Mr. Martin Harris, so this is Joseph Smith talking here in the Joseph Smith history. So sometime in the month of February, the aforementioned Mr. Martin Harris came to our place, got the characters which I had drawn out of the plates. So he wrote down the characters that were drawn out of the golden plates, and he started with them to the city of New York. So Martin Harris took these characters to New York. For what took place relative to him and the characters, I referred to his own account of the circumstances as he related them to me after his return, which was as follows. So this is the account of Martin Harris. So now Joseph Smith is reading what Martin Harris wrote about when he took the plates to these two professors. So this is Martin Harris's words. I went to the city of New York and presented the characters which have been translated with the translation thereof to Professor Charles Anton, a gentleman celebrated for his literary attainments. Professor Anton stated that the translation was indeed correct, more so than any he had ever seen before translated from the Egyptian. So there you go. Charles Anton said that these translations were correct, and they were indeed translated from Egyptian characters. I then showed him those which were not yet translated, and he said that they were Egyptian, Chaldaic, Assyric, and Arabic. He said that they were true characters. So he verified these were indeed true characters on these plates of Egyptian, Chaldaic, Assyric, and Arabic characters. Charles Anton said they were true characters. He gave me a certificate certifying to the people of Palmyra that these characters and that the translation, such of them had been translated, was also correct. So there this professor that studied and knew about all of this certified that these plates were indeed that they were indeed translated correctly from Egyptian, Chaldaic, Assyric, and Arabic characters. So then Oliver Cowdery took the certificate, he put it in his pocket. And when he was leaving the house, Mr. Anton called Martin Harris back. He asked Martin Harris how the young man, Joseph Smith, had found out that there were golden plates in the place where he found them, I answered that an angel of God had revealed it unto him. He then said to me, let me see that certificate. So then Martin Harris gave him back the certificate. And then the professor, Charles Anthon, he took the certificate from Martin Harris and tore it into pieces, saying that there was no such thing as ministering of angels, and that if I would bring the plates to him, he would translate them himself. I informed him that part of the plates were sealed and that I was forbidden to bring them to him. He replied, I cannot read a sealed book. And that's exactly what we just read in 2 Nephi 27, when he was saying about the learned man that said, I cannot read a sealed book. And that's exactly what he said to Martin Harris. I cannot read a sealed book. I left him and went to Dr. Mitchell, who sanctioned what Professor Anthon had said respecting both the characters and the translations. So, Charles Anthon, after he found out that Joseph Smith received these from the plates from an angel, the man didn't believe that God would send angels with the golden plates, and then he ripped it up. So he certified it was true, but they ripped it up because he didn't believe in angels and didn't believe Moroni led Joseph Smith to the plates, and that God sent Moroni to Joseph Smith to give him the golden plates. So then he went to the second professor, Dr. Mitchell, who did verify the characters and the translation and everything that